at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on and behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for an hour. This is episode 835. It is Friday, so it's Free Patch Friday over at the Gear website store. Should probably drop a link in there, and that means every order from the store today comes along with free patches. It's the way we say thanks for the financial support of the stuff we do. So we've got putting the pasting the link here, and I don't even have the YouTube site open. So this is a effort in interactive media, and I'm trying to talk and type at the same time. It's not working. So we're watching the text chats out there. Be part of the show. We've got people joining us from the Gun Channels community. Got Gary joining us from Kansas. Thanks for jumping in.
Hey, thanks for the invite.
You bet. Rich jumping in from, I'll get this eventually, West Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Figured it out. And then Snob jumping in from Oklahoma.
Hey, thanks for the invite. Glad I get to be here again tonight.
But I'm in Arizona, and we got some links out to some others. And today, since it is the first day of Blade Show, and Georgia, every year they have a Blade Show, and I think 1,000 knife builders, makers, designers show up, and it's a pretty big thing. It's pretty much their SHOT Show. And I've never been able to attend, but I'm always interested in seeing the neat stuff that comes out after after Blade Show. So it's also National Donut Day. So we made up I guess I could screen share. We made up a couple of sets of loot over on the store. And where the hell is my Instagram? We've got a couple of knives we're going to give away tonight to people that bought stuff over at the store. So we'll be doing that a little bit later. On Fridays, we like to look back at the week over on Gun Channel, so we'll be doing that as well. But how's the week been for everybody? Oh, really? Interesting.
Busy.
Pretty quiet.
It's been a crazy week so far.
Yeah, me too.
So do the crazy ones make you appreciate the slow ones, or?
I like money, so I like to work, so I'm fine being busy as long as I'm making money.
Yeah, in my case, crazy means going to this doctor or that doctor. So, yeah, the slower weeks are probably better because you're not getting poked and prodded as much.
I made my week more interesting by hurting myself last weekend. So.
Feeling better?
Yeah, I'm just walking around with an orthopedic boot all week, so it's no fun.
So let's see, what was the first? First was Saturday, so we're pretty much back a week ago. So we take a look on Fridays at the week. So one of the ways we can do that is to look at the main news feed here at gunchannels.com. Like I said, it's a community. It's a place for conversations like this one. There's all kinds of tools there, nothing super fancy. One of the main things is a main news feed, or the main page is a news feed. That's one of the main features of the place. People post things there, updates, alerts, interesting things, notifications of shows they might be doing. So on Fridays, we'll take a look at what's been going on over there. Yoder posted something here. Let's see. I guess just a quote from himself. The Second Amendment was only about muskets, and it was only for the military. Then why isn't our military carrying muskets? We got Every Second Matters post going up on the first there. Noxious did a show on Saturday. Anybody jump into that show?
I was there.
Yeah, I was there.
Rave reviews.
I don't remember what it was about.
There was 3 links to it. It had to be pretty good. Everybody kept linking to it.
I don't even remember if I was there. So
Let's see. Then we got get my mouse work. Then we're going up a little bit. We got that was Saturday night, I guess. So then Sunday you had your early bird chat. That was an Every Second Matters theme chat.
Yeah, that went pretty well.
Like Patriot posted a couple of stickers. His new little cult. Honda did some kind of conspiracy chat. Looks like they're getting all ready to be doing those on Sundays. And looks like there was trouble streaming on Sunday.
Yeah, YouTube was all wonky for a few hours after Gary went off.
Gary broke the YouTubes.
Yeah, somebody said it was all of Google because somebody was saying they were having trouble logging into their Gmail account and stuff too.
Oh, okay. Well, they've been having issues. Looks like Patriot was asking about the grips for his little SIG, little baby SIG. Did you have any trouble with your show then?
No, everything seemed to be cleared up by then, so we went off without a hitch, and we did some every second matter stuff, and then some other discussion as well.
Right on. Thanks for hosting on Gun Channels.
Yeah, no problem.
Then Clover posted the Gun Gals link. They were on with Michael Sedini, Walk the Talk. And then I did Every Second Matters chat, I guess, for a bit. I don't think that one went very well. Then they're not always good when you do them every month for 6 years. So they're not always going to be good. Let's see. Then Pancakes had his show. Dan was posting something here about the NRA's money. Anybody look at this link? Okay. Oh, not everybody think it's read by everybody. Got Dead Horse posting a his kid was leaving for basic, so he didn't do an early watch on Monday. He goes shooting on Tuesday, so he didn't do an early watch on Tuesday probably either. Let's see, Travis posting something. What's up with this little tiny mag? Why does he have that little tiny mag in there? It's distracting. Okay. Let's go quick when nobody's saying anything. So then I got Knives doing his last chat, I think. Knives is taking a hiatus from doing the lobby chats during the day. Let's see, Patriot posted something about the flags here. Oh, that was Memorial Day. That horse on his kid taking off.
I remember doing that.
Huh?
I remember doing that back in '99, heading off the basic.
Yeah, his kid did it a little different. He went to MEPS at a different time, and then now he was just going in. So we did ours. When did you go in? '99?
Yeah, we had when I went in, you had 3 times. There was 3 times I had to go to MEPS. We went for initial, then we had to go back again for physicals and stuff, and then the 3rd time we had to go back to the MEP center and depart from the MEP center.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, we departed from MEPS too, but we did all our shit at one time. So we would go down there. We'd like stay in a hotel, I think, one night for some reason. Maybe it was 2 days worth of stuff at MEPS. I don't really remember. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I remember getting dropped off at MEPS, or actually taking a bus to MEPS, and then going to basic from MEPS. So, and maybe, I don't know if it's just different years or different regionally. I guess it could be everything. We were all Army though, right?
Yeah.
So there's no stupid Marines in here today. You can say Army
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, in Pittsburgh, we didn't stay at a hotel. What we did, we actually stayed at the Air Force Reserve Base out by the International Airport. And then they would bus us into the MEP Center. And then from there, our recruiters would pick us up and drive us back to wherever we were from.
Oh, snap. Let's see. So then Budget was posting something about some cricket knife he's posting or he's reviewing. You guys down with cricket knives? CRKT? Columbia River Knife and Tool.
Yeah. I've heard good things about them, but I've never had one.
They're a neat company. I used to have, whenever I first was doing knife reviews and stuff back in like 10 and 11, 9, 10, and 11, I guess. They were really nice about doing those, so we could sit down and at like SHOT Show or wherever, pretty much SHOT Show, and I think eventually we started making appointments with her, but most of the time we would just go by, say hey, and she'd say, "Oh, come by, tomorrow at 3 or something." And so we didn't make prior appointments or anything. We just kind of show up, and then she'd sit down and maybe for I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, we go through their whole line and get basically a little review, little preview of each knife. They create knives for, like, they manufacture knives for lots of different designers. So tough to say what a CRKT knife is because they do so many varieties. They're all pretty decent though. Some of them can be kind of weird. Super nice people though. And my mouse quit working. I can't scroll anymore. So then we had Dead Horse posting this thing about land nav. Let's see. Then Logan and I started our new show, the Museum Mondays. So our goal is to chat about firearms museums, let people know about them, put them on people's radar, put them on people's maps, and if they're doing some kind of events or something, put them on people's calendars, and get Logan into doing some live stuff and getting him into getting on some of his knowledge out there. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, doing that to kind of help Logan out, get his kind of feet wet. But I think he wants to be able to keep going with that. So if you're interested, get over there, ask him questions, give him some insight.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude, and he's got a lot of stuff to share. I mean, he worked with Smithsonian, he worked at the NRA Museum, he's worked with a lot of pretty much all the other ones.
So you actually just heard me then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've been talking this whole time, and I didn't realize my mic was screwed up.
Now it works.
Okay, now I'm good.
So Cycle's been posting some videos on, I don't know what this one is. I didn't watch this one. I watched the other one he did. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was Webley, that revolver.
I don't have the balls to take apart revolvers, so I don't take apart revolvers. There's Gary getting a bunch of stuff. Gear websites. Let's see. How'd you buy? That rifle, probably?
Yeah, I bought the rifle and the revolver over on the left.
Cool. Thanks for that. Let's see. Then Clover did his podcast, and I corked the shit out of him with Ken, I like that one. That was a good one. Like I told him at the beginning of the show, one of the reasons I started doing the interviews is so I could con my way into talking to some of the big hitters out there. He's one of them. He's pretty cool.
I haven't listened to that one yet.
He's been doing it for a long time. He's written 2 books. He's pretty much done it all. So he's a neat dude, and he's still motivated. He's interested in sharing, and he sounds like he's interested in doing the 2A workshop type of thing, and the Every Second Matters, and just getting out there and giving people some advice and some help, just some to offer advice, be a coach. Let's see, then Flannery was asking this stuff about his, what the hell? That Smith & Wesson he bought, I guess. See, if you buy guns that can't shoot good, then that's what happens. I don't know. So that is, what is that, 3913? Is that semi-auto he bought? I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, Dead Horse gave him some link, I guess.
Isn't that the Gen 3 or whatever, or Smith he bought?
Yeah, it could be. I know he posted a picture of him cleaning one up or something, but I don't know Smith's.
Yeah, he bought that, and he bought, what was it, 5906, I think it was.
Then there's the show on Monday. That was the Memorial Day one, right? So I don't think that one was very long. What was this? Knives posting something about California ammo and gun law update with these people. This is Gun Guy. Does anybody watch this guy's videos?
Yeah, I do. I've been watching him for quite a while.
They're pretty good.
On Patreon.
Oh, really? They're pretty good then?
Yeah.
I never even heard of him before.
I've heard of him, but he doesn't go on gun channels, so
I've tried to talk him into it.
People didn't know it was going that day.
He does the podcast on not GOA, what the heck? I don't remember.
Down on North California. Oh, I don't know. Is he in California?
Yeah, he's in San Diego.
Oh, there's Tuesday. Tuesday must have been Knives' last chat. One of these days is Knives' last chat. Oh, there's Rupan posting his patch batch. Did a pretty good video. Oh, then Knives posting about the suppressor lawsuit, I guess, going up hopefully to the Supreme Court so they can take a ruling on the NFA. That'd be nice. Clover doing this full 30 giveaway for these fancy glasses. Shit, look at this. See what's happening right now? This is happening.
Yeah, got a wild Smiggy.
He thawed out.
So we got these $300 pair of glasses, goggles, shooting glasses. At least they don't look like, I haven't heard of these before, but, you know, sometimes you see them and they just look like Oakleys, or not Oakleys, but like, you know, just like those yellow things you get for free, you know? Like these look like they're substantial, like they got some engineering to them. Hey, Maggie. You don't have to mute a dog. This is the Daily Gun Show.
You can't cough, but dog can bark.
I don't want anybody coughing, but I don't care for shit about a dog barking. That's a legit noise.
Sorry about that. I don't know what he's barking at. It's being weird playing with his ball.
Hey, thanks for jumping in. He just ordered shit at the store, so he's hoping to somehow influence the other thing, I imagine.
No, honestly, if you want to know the truth, that freaking NRA convo you had the other day was like, that motivated me saying, you know, I haven't been around in a while. I need to get back into this stuff. So even though life's hectic, I'm trying to get back into it.
Well, fuck the NRA. If it got Snuggy back, then worth it. I'm going to give $20 to Wayne LaPierre now.
Yeah, Wayne LaPierre actually did something good.
Keep being a dick. Maybe we'll get somebody else back.
No, I would say it was more seeing, Mac and Knox and all those guys like all together at once with a common goal. That was a great conversation. So
yeah, I mean, I could.
It was you guys, not the NRA, that got me back into it.
You know, yeah, there was a little bit of off-air stuff. We were definitely all familiar with how to use the side chat. So I think more than just the chat, you know, some people got. I mean, they all knew each other, but how often do you get a chance to, you know, kind of be on topic and kind of just, you know, bullshit a little bit. And hopefully they had a chance to, you know, make a little bit of stride towards working together, bridges, as this guy would say, this guy over here, Clover. Dang, I can't get my mouse to work. So we got Ghost doing his Tuesday show. He was all right. Then we got this thing from Snob. So Black Aces giving away a gun. From this video, which one do you take? The lever action 12 gauge? Do you take the little pump thingy with the crazy rail thing on top? Do you take this crazy brake top or side by side with the goofy? What does he keep calling this thing? The grip,
the bird's head grip thing.
Is that what he called it? I thought he had a weird name for it.
I don't think that one. No, that one wasn't the bird's head. That was the other one that came with the bird's head. I don't remember what he called it.
When he started showing this, I was like, I don't care, whatever. But then he said that it came with that stock, and I was like, oh, okay, now that makes more sense. Now this thing, up and down double barrel, with chokes, comes with the dumb grip, but then also a little stock, so you get this mean little over-under, which you don't really get ever. You know, all your over-unders are like, 20-something inches long?
Mm-hmm.
So this looks pretty cool, I think. So I was digging that, and I think that was what, $500 or less? Oh no, that was
the top one was $669, I guess.
That was an insane price. Now this thing is a firearm, but it's semi-auto, and that was like $399, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that one in wood. I don't think there's any difference except that's in wood. But then that one in wood with brace. So they're giving you one because Snob got the hookup. Which one are you taking, Gizzard?
I want the lever action.
You want this lever action gun? I understand the concept, but look at how it even shows you. Look at how long that throw is. I ain't got time to throw that long. Look at that. I need like an extra arm for that. Rich, what are you grabbing?
Probably the semi-auto with the brace to go along with my Mossberg Shockwave with the brace.
Yeah, and didn't he say this is a 3+1?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's hard to beat right there. Smeggy?
That's the one I was gonna take. So if we can share and have I don't know, joint custody, then cool. If not, I'll take one of the other firearms.
No, there's as many as you need. They made a whole bunch of them.
Then I'll take the firearm with the brace.
Now that you're in the pocket of big black aces, which ones are they sending you? Which ones do you get?
Yeah. I really like the double barrel side by side the best, but I like that little one that everybody's picked too. So one of those two.
No, you're wrong. It's this one. But good choices otherwise. When are they going to make this a firearm? And leave the stock off. Can they make that a firearm?
I don't know why they couldn't if they can make the other ones that.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not.
I guess the only reason not is because it's only 2 rounds, and that's dumb. A lot of people saying Smeggy. I believe that's in honor of Smeggy coming back. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. The Tuesday was the anniversary of Tiananmen Square in 1989, and then also Killdozer in 2004. So my question is, everybody know what Killdozer is?
That was that long ago?
I thought it was way longer than that. I guess there's more than one of them.
Is that the one where the dude took like a bulldozer and like put armor on it or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was in Colorado and something happened and I don't know. I've heard so many stories, but it was his place and he was a muffler mechanic or something like that. And they made a concrete factory or something across the street or nearby, and he owned land. And I've heard that they were willing to buy it, but he was unwilling to sell, or that they were unwilling to pay. So it depends on which side you want to listen to. The effect is that he up-armored a bulldozer that he had bought to manage his own land, went nuts and took out 16 or something buildings. Nobody died, but then he offed himself at the end. So I guess, has anybody heard of that story before?
Yeah, the crazy part about that is there was you guys remember the show Robot Wars? One of the house robots was named Killdozer, and he was like a little bulldozer type thing. After that happened, you didn't see that robot on the show anymore.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be appropriate anymore. So my question is that guy a hero? I mean, I guess you would have had to know the story or heard the story or whatever, because I've seen a lot of people this year, at least, glamorizing it, making it a big thing, like he was pushed to the edge and he didn't take it no more, like he's a justice warrior or some shit. But at the same time, he's a guy that something happened. Instead of dealing with it, he ran around. Potentially, he had like a 50 BMG sticking out of the thing, and he was like shooting propane tanks and power transformers. You listen to his side, he mapped out a bunch of buildings to take revenge or something. And then his advocates, I guess, would say that nobody got killed. Cops say that the buildings were all, populated until moments before, until they heard him knocking it down, then all people ran out. So the people that, the police would suggest that the people that didn't die wasn't due to any, foresight. It was due to luck or their wherewithal, their best thinking. So anyway, I was going to ask if anybody had got an opinion on that, because I didn't really hear about it at all, except for every once in a while you'd hear about it. And then this year it seemed like boom all over the internet. There was all patches and T-shirts, and I mean, it takes a month or more to get a patch made. So somebody thought about it ahead of time, and not like one company. Like I saw half dozen of them.
I'm gonna say I didn't know a lot about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say no, he's not, because that just, I don't know, that seems crazy. Especially if he offed himself at the end. If you're gonna like stand up to defend your land or whatever the heck his side is, well then why would you end it, when you're done after knocking shit over? So no, I don't want to glorify him. That doesn't sound cool to me.
Yeah, I gotta side with Smeggy here. That just doesn't sound like a rational way of dealing with something like that. And just seems like somebody just snapped and went nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. He went crazy. Because, I mean, you could armor a dozer and stand up for something and, you know, protect your property or something from that, and I might side with you. But whenever you're just randomly knocking down other people's buildings, yeah, you're crazy.
It's
Well,
like if they were knocking his buildings down and he met them at the road and there was like a standoff or something, then maybe. Like if they were on his property or something and he didn't shoot anybody, then yeah, maybe. But the way you described it, which honestly I didn't know anything about it other than I've seen that picture before. So I'm going to say no.
Well,
Let's not encourage our listeners to do that.
He didn't randomly hit buildings. Supposedly, it was the buildings of like the company he was slighted by, the concrete company, and then I think like the mayor's house. But then somebody else said it was like the mayor's house 8 years ago. Like, yeah, technically the guy lived there 8 years ago, but he didn't now. And some 80-year-old woman lived there when he knocked it over.
So if you're going to do it, at least have the proper address.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, if you're just knocking over buildings, and then if they want to make you a hero, and they're like, "Oh, but all those buildings were owned by the bank." Well, all right, but you know, if 80-year-old women lived in them, who cares if the bank owned them, right? Like, that's not taking it out on the bank. That's taking it out on some lady who doesn't have a house anymore. But I don't know the deal, so that's why I was going to put it out there. Maybe somebody's listening in the future can enlighten us in the comments. Or maybe one of the people that got links to this and didn't show up knows, and you can blame them for not sharing their knowledge. Then we got Tiananmen Square. Anybody down with that guy?
Have no clue what that is.
You don't know the
That's the famous dude who stood in front of the tank and all that.
I
Yeah.
don't guess so.
Wow, that was a big deal. In what was it, 89?
I was 5.
Well, it's just the thing that brought freedom to China, right, from communism.
Oh, yeah, I've seen all that. I know what it is now.
Yeah, that big protest they had over there, and the China sent the military.
I don't remember it, but I have seen that in my lifetime.
I'm all for peaceful protests against a government that you're not a fan of.
Yeah,
so
I'll
say go him.
Yeah, this is the total opposite of the Killdozer guy.
Yeah, seriously. That's when we knew that, well, that's how you know that the world can change, when giant countries of communism can get taken out by a guy standing there with his groceries in front of a tank. Psycho Camp, this guy shows up every once in a while to the show. He's been posting some videos. That other one was a revolver. This one's a holster. He goes on for like 23 minutes talking about that holster. That's a pretty good video, though. Actually, it's kind of neat. He shows how these rollers work. These super complicated German guns. Or Czechoslovakian guns, I guess. Same thing. Looks like a little robot face.
Hi, guys. How's it going? I like guns.
Who's this dog?
That's my dog.
What's going on with this dog? What's his name?
He's just a dog.
And then, what kind of dog is this?
Some type of German Shepherd.
Right on.
Not exactly sure. He's from a shelter, so we don't know exactly.
Right on. All right, so then we have the show, and that our started doing early watch on Wednesday, and then we had. I was asking if anybody was going to Blade Show, which started today. Who's still saying if you go hit up that gun store in Smyrna? I've been to Glock in Smyrna, but I think he's talking about that big giant gun store. Anybody been to that one? That giant gun shop in outside Atlanta?
Negative.
Supposed to be the busiest or the biggest or something gun shop. So then there's Girk leaving gun channels because he didn't like the way that the stuff happened. We got Patriot talking about, I don't know what this one was all about. Contemplate the mangled bodies of your countrymen and then say what should be the reward. Oh, he's probably doing this because of D-Day. Is this the 6th? So, quote from Patriot. Got Rick complaining that his internet was not working, so he didn't do his show on Wednesday. But I think everybody knows if you're having trouble hosting, ask around, especially when the internet's or the YouTube's having issues.
Yeah, Kingpin went in, was going to host the show, but Rick wouldn't even jump in on just into the hangout when Kingpin was hosting it. So David ended up just doing a show in place of Rick, but they basically the same kind of thing that Rick would do on his show.
Right on. I thought this was kind of cool. Uncle Zoe posted this thing, however long, of hunting in 45 seconds. I forgot what it said there, but kind of neat time lapse, good angle. And then eventually, there he goes. I think he's shooting something with the black powder. By the way, the thing smoked up there. How much it's smoked up. Unless he's shooting it with like a minigun. Because that's like time lapse, right? You see him over there behind that tree?
Yeah, that's moving pretty quick. It's got to be a time-lapse video for sure.
And then somewhere over here comes back. So I don't know how the hell far he was shooting, but pretty neat video. I'm all about the time lapse. Let's see. So Dano was like, hey, you know what? It's a Wednesday. Why not piss everybody off? So posted a Trump thing. 14 comments. That's unusual. So there you go. Post Trump stuff and get all kinds of people talking. Let's see. And then we had Never Enough Ammo to had a chat about Trump. Also pissed a bunch of people off. Then we got Cycle doing something about this Bodio pistol. Anybody watch this one?
Mm-mm.
I didn't watch this one. I don't know what a Bodio pistol is.
It's kind of like a rodeo, but with a B.
Uh-huh. It's more bouncy than a rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
Calling it a pistol, but it looks like a revolver to me. Oh, loading gate, yeah. See, he's talking about a revolver, so that makes more sense. So that must be a video, 41 minutes of him fiddling with it, and then shooting it, and then blowing his one of his fingers off, and then going to EMT, or into the hospital, and then emergency room, and then eventually going to therapy, and then taking the gun back out and shooting it. So, pretty epic tale. 41 minutes. It's worth watching. Pretty graphic. What's this all about? The Hebrew hammer?
That was just a pretty cool gun. They had some pretty cool stuff. Out of my price range, but pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I would have I would have rather have a wooden FAL. I had a plastic FAL when I had mine. It was super heavy, and I think I would have liked a wood one better. I don't think they were obtainable when I had mine. Is that a repro? It must
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And then it comes in that box and stuff.
Well, that's an option to get it. I think they only made so many of them in the box.
And they do that a lot of times, especially with something like that that's not going to have mass appeal, but would have some collector appeal. Let's see. Then we got Tony posting early morning on D-Day. Respect. And then Dead Horse doing an early watch. And Dead Horse is running some lobbies. Dr. Zoe posted a video. Patriot posting some quotes again, and then a link to try to get Trump to not ban the suppressors. Is that on the president's petition thing?
Yeah, it's a whitehouse.gov thing. Not that it would be good, but I still signed it.
It's worth the sign, I think. Ooh, 10,000 by July 5th. So, yeah, that's pretty weak, although pretty much nobody has a good opinion of those political or the presidential, what do you call them, polls.
Mm-hmm. Plus, and a lot of people don't realize that whenever you sign those, you have to go in and check your email and verify it, or it doesn't even get submitted. Because they send you an email after you sign it, and you have to go in there and click that.
That's good to know, at least, yeah, because I I remember signing them. I don't remember if I did that part or not.
Yeah, they send you an email and you have to verify it in the email. It's just like one button you have to click, but
No, but still, if you don't do it, you might as well have not done it in the first place.
yeah.
What's your guys' opinion of that? Do you think he is going to do something with suppressors?
Yes. Did you see the interview with Piers Morgan in England?
No, that doesn't sound like something my blood pressure would like.
So originally he was like asked and he replied by like leaning forward in front of some tree in the United States, I think. Maybe it was in England, I don't know. But that's what I originally heard, was him going, I don't like him, or something like that, or I'm looking into him, or some like whisper to this person to his, like in front of him to the left. But then yesterday, I think somebody, KD, Kevin Dixie, I think, posted a link or an Instagram that had, it was like an Instagram of KD watching the TV, and it was Trump sitting in some like fancy news studio in England, probably from BBC, and sitting there like just in two chairs looking at each other with Piers Morgan, and he's asking all kinds of stupid ass questions, and then he says something about suppressors, and he goes, we got rid of bump stocks, didn't we, or something, like we're gonna get rid of these too. So yeah, he doubled down and made it clear.
Jeez. I mean, can someone edit that interview together with his speech at the NRA convention and going, oh, if I'm elected, the assault on the second is gonna end, because more anti-gun stuff is passed under him than before.
Well, we got Hillary Clinton killing people. And then we got, oh, look at this. E Honda made a 4-minute video where he's trying to look like risky business. And then eventually he copyrights a bunch of Trump stuff, I think. Now I listened to him record this. Oh, I thought he was going to splice that stuff in there. So I guess not. Maybe he did play some stuff.
Again, a lie. Donald J. Trump stood in front of us at the NRA. And I call bullshit.
Oh, I heard him making the recording of it, or making that video, like setting it up, and he was listening to a bunch of sound clips. I thought he was going to put the sound clips in the video. So yeah, somebody should do what Smeggy just said, right? Make that into an Instagram meme or whatever the hell. A little short and sweet juxtaposition of what the fuck he said 1 minute and the next.
Yeah, the assault on the second's over, and then you got bump stocks, you got apparently suppressors, the red flag laws. Oh, take the guns and due process later, like all of those things. It's like, what the heck, dude? I just don't get it, man.
One thing, if it was like, oh, no, I didn't realize, like, oops, like, oh, dang it, like, I didn't, like, I'm a buffoon or something. But he's like telling Piers Morgan, like, oh, I'm bragging about my bump stock atrocity a second ago. I'm going to do the same fucking thing with suppressors. Like, I mean, like Piers Morgan needs to be, like there's some worth in having Piers Morgan give a shit, like make him happy. Like, you could.
Well, and even still, it's like we know the anti-gunners are not going to be happy until every single gun's gone anyways. So this idea of like, well, if we just give them a little bit, they'll get off our back. Like, does he really think that the people that voted for Hillary are going to vote for him a second time because he got rid of bump stocks and suppressors? They're still going to hate him. So it's like, what's the point? You're not even scoring political points. You're just screwing gun owners over.
Yeah. So
doesn't make any sense to me.
He isn't caring at all, right? Or, he figures that he's going to get more anti-gunners on board, I guess. Then he's going to lose. So, yeah, he's completely misinformed. Is that our fault or is that his fault? He's the president, like how many things is he interested in versus how many things does he have to deal with because he's the president of the United States? And then of those things, where the hell is guns, right? It's got to be some layer that's under critical stuff for the world staying peaceful, right? And then like above the speed limit or something dumb, right? So, in that area, like, I think Artisan Tony, if he was here, I'm going to go ahead and speak for him. He'd be saying, how do we get Trump's ear and how do we educate him that isn't a what do you call it, like an insignificant bargaining chip that you're playing with there. You know, that if you're going to play with an insignificant bargaining chip, you know, it should be something totally different than what you're talking about here. And you should not be doing it in reaction to an atrocity that's uses us, you know, a piece of property based on this game that the media is playing. Like Trump could be focusing on all of that and effectively ending all this, right? A president who is a real leader, when the media is, you know, knee-jerk reacting with their prepared statements to the murder with a firearm, you know, the way that they are programmed to do. The president came out, if the president was a leader, he'd come out and say, you are creating these and there's more to this, and you know, here's some enlightening facts, and calm down. You know, like let's say when the Tylenol thing happened. Anybody remember when Tylenol poisoning happened?
Yeah, I remember that. That's when you went from having capsules to capsules.
Well, I guess, yes. But Snap probably don't remember because he can't remember Tiananmen Square, and this was way before Tiananmen Square. I think Gary can remember.
Yeah, it was before then.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
That was what, 84, 85, somewhere around
That's
there.
why we have seals on all of our pill bottles. We didn't used to before then.
Yeah.
I remember when my daughter was like 3 and gave my son almost a whole bottle of Tylenol, and we spent like 2 days in the pediatric unit with him when he was like 1.
Like mistake it for candy, or like playing like I'm gonna give you, remember, you feel better by giving you a pill, and then like just playing doctor or something over.
I don't know what she was celebrating. I was at work and her mom was taking a shower or something, and somehow she got the bottle of Tylenol open and fed him like a half a bottle, and it was quite an ordeal.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, this was.
He didn't have a headache for like 16 years.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's ever had a headache yet, and he's like 14 now, so you know.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff to glean from that, but that was what the hell? We got into this talking about Trump.
Reaction to media and stuff.
Yeah. So, I guess a leader, you know, would have, you know, back then, you know, imagine if something like that happened now. You know, that kind of stuff isn't happening right now, but it's happening with, I guess, you know, a leader would get up and say, like, don't worry about this, like, you know, whatever. And if people started to copycat that shit, they would have said something like, you know, quit it, like, quit fucking, you know, talking about these poisonings or whatever, how easy it is to poison people. It actually ended before any of that, because of the stuff like the safety seals and stuff, the industry, you know, the corporate, what would you say?
Well, that may not be the best analogy to use for guns, because then they'll say, well, we need safety seals on your firearms.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah, as I'm saying it, it's not a great analogy at all. But I was just trying to think of a way that a leader can get up and stop this continual, repetitive, inaccurate, like appeal to emotion, and you know, only at times when there's something that they can, you know, figure they can make some gain, you know, after a tragedy. And you know, instead of meeting their stupid accusations head on, and in this case conceding to their demands to ridiculous consequences of these idiots' actions, you know, instead of like literally conceding to them, he could be challenging the reason that they're even bringing it up, right? Like a true wild card, a true, what's he supposed to be? Like Maverick? No, he wasn't the Maverick, but you know, somebody who's seriously cutting new ground wouldn't just be sitting there with Pierce Morgan and trying to fucking appease that guy in England about guns, fucking on the day before D-Day. Fuck.
Okay, so I have some thoughts on this suppressor thing, and it's questions, more or less. So the NRA does have his ear. We know the NRA is not necessarily our friend at the moment, but at the same time, they have his ear, and they have said that they do not agree with banning suppressors. Do you think whenever he gets back, he's going to have a meeting with someone from them, and he might change his tone a little about it and shut up? Because he knows he needs the NRA to get reelected.
I hope so.
And I know his son's a big proponent of suppressors, so is Don Jr. going to come out and say, hey, Dad, cool it, shut up, you're an idiot?
Ideally, that's exactly what happens, right? Like, oh, now it says 24. He was saying 7 people were watching before. I'm like, damn, Smecky, what the hell? You being mean to people out there? Yeah, if his dad were to come up and say, here's the deal, and now he figured all that out and he got up tomorrow on stage or whatever the hell he gets up on the pulpit and says, no, he doesn't get on a pulpit. That would be the Pope, right? Whatever the hell the president stands in front of, he would get up there and start doing all that stuff, saying, hey, you're a bunch of idiots. Like, they shouldn't be even using these attacks as justifications for nothing. Suppressors are the shit. They should be required by OSHA. If anything, he should be pulling his little scams to require OSHA, makes suppressors half price or something, or like, no tax because they're a hearing saving device. Like, take them off the NFA just because it's prohibitively expensive to protect your ears.
Well, I know no matter what happens, he will not come out and say any. If they get his ear and change his mind, his son, whoever, he will not say anything. It'll just won't be brought up again because he ain't going to admit that he was in the wrong by any means.
No, I don't want him to just admit he was in the wrong. I want him to get mad that he got duped, and I want him to get up swinging and yelling and screaming about how
that would be awesome.
But tax anymore, and that's just to spite him. He's going to make suppressors off the NFA. In fact, a true leader would be all like, screw you, we're taking suppressors off the NFA. And if they complain, he's like, if you complain, I'm getting rid of the NFA. So here's your compromise. We're taking rid of suppressors and machine guns off the NFA, where anybody can have a suppressor or a machine gun anytime they want. And if you complain, we're ripping the whole NFA apart. The 86 will go with it. There's your shoulder thing that goes up. All right, we'll get back to
that. That would be awesome. But actually got to jump out here, so it was good chatting with you guys, and I'll see you around.
Yeah.
Later, Maggie.
There's Maggie.
Well, then people showed up, and then Smeggy left again. All right. Well, so then got Caliber Corner, usual time, and with Travis instead of Night Strike, so everything's back to normal. I don't know what all this is. Anybody know this channel? UDG?
No.
Never heard of them.
Nope.
So it looks like Blue Steel's trying to give us some insight or something.
Used gun.
Coming at you with a viewer question. Yeah, viewer question. I went from Mike Williams. You come across some really nice used firearms. That's right. I come in with some really nice ones. But you link it in. If memory serves me correctly, you are in the Wichita, or at least Kansas. Yeah, I'm in a small town about an hour outside of Wichita. 1,200 people. No stoplights. None of that garbage. Good old. Do you find your guns locally or mostly online? I have.
Is this guy your neighbor, Gary?
Yeah, you know this guy, right?
Exactly. Well, let me give you a little background about how I started. Was my middle boy, Boba Paul, wanted to start a YouTube channel. I said, well, let's do it together. Back in the 90s, I spent some time selling Class 3 weapons to military and police. I loved running guns. I would something I could do.
Very cool. Well, thanks, Blue, for posting that, because now people know about a new channel. Then Obnoxious went live. Did you follow through on that threat? Oh, no, that was the D-Day chat. I guess that was a good one. Everybody said it was good.
Yep.
It was one of the rare good Obnoxious chats.
He's got it in him.
Dead Horse had off-air chat, and then Clover had his motivation chat. That was a pretty good one. I watched that one. Yeah, I fell asleep about 10 minutes after the NRA chat, I think, and then woke up at 2 a.m., so I missed everything that evening. There was no Daily Gun Show. Then Dead Horse did Early Watch, which was like noon for me. This was the night I was getting rid of the kittens, so I had to it was all weird. My schedule got all screwed up. Then Dead Horse had a lobby in the morning. And Patriot posted something from Michael Regan. Oh, it's a long one. This was a week when all Americans should have been united in celebrating two of our historic victories in World War II and the brave young soldiers and sailors who made that moment possible. America had thousands of great heroes in the Pacific and Europe during World War II, but we've done a terrible job of celebrating stories like D-Day. We've also done a lousy job teaching our kids the extraordinary things we did to defeat twin evils of fascism and communism. I don't ever want to run into another 28-year-old American man as I once did, who didn't know why there's a cemetery filled with thousands of American soldiers on the coast of France. I also don't ever want to talk to another young American standing where the Berlin Wall once was and have him tell me that the United States put up the wall to keep the communists out of their sector. Interesting. Who's Michael Regan?
That's Ronald Reagan's adopted son.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can you imagine somebody saying it's a son of a president? Imagine that would piss you off.
Why do we have these American graves in Normandy?
Clover posted his chat with Aaron from Operation Blazing Sword. We all got to listen to that on Patreon earlier. Budget at his show. Oh, and then this is this show. What do you know? We already had Foul Territory. That one went all right.
Yep.
And let's go. Ohio got a 300 blackout pistol. Now we're back to where we are. Boom. We're chatting out here. It's like we got 25 people out there. 12 thumbs. Thanks for that. And anybody over here? Bunch of people on gun channels as well. If we're on gun channels, we can tell if you're there because the little green dot looks like nobody's out there tonight. And you only can tell on over on this one when people are chatting. So we don't know you're out there until you say something. So with all that, I guess we can start giving away some stuff. Unless you guys want to talk about any stuff we just looked at there.
Let's give something away to somebody.
And you did here. All right, so it looks like we still got the same 6 orders, so thanks for that. And we will grab my screen share and grab a random. Anybody got plans for the weekend?
I'm not sure what we're going to do. We're taking the kids somewhere.
Somebody's birthday or something?
No, we just haven't done anything with them yet this summer. So, and we can't go to the lake because the lake's like at capacity, and well, there's a bunch of crap in it, like trees and literal crap because it's like flooding septic tanks and stuff.
Nice.
Not screen sharing, so I'll screen share, and then we got the 3 here. So I'm going to do it every third. So go down here, and it'll be Jeff R, Ozzy, and Mark D. So these are actually orders from Wednesday, Thursday, and the first one from Friday, but they were over $30, so I do appreciate that. Those are most of our orders this week. So from those 3, I'll just do the first, 1 is the first one that came in. So that'll be Jeff. I don't know if they're out there. So let's see if Jeff, Mike, Mark, Eric. Let me see if I got people's emails and tell me who they are or something. No, that doesn't help. Let me put it this way. Why doesn't we got 24 people watching? Of the people that are watching, who ordered? We'll put it that way. And we'll just, I appreciate if you guys just muted so we just had complete dead air instead of actually talking or anything during this podcast.
I can talk.
During this time, I'd like to just have complete silence. Completely silent.
I didn't want to disrupt you while you were thinking.
Yeah, so I don't even know if anybody who ordered it is out there except for Smeggy. He's out there. So I guess I'll go with the first three, and if they're not out there, they just won't pick. I'll just do a random one there. So let's see, 1, 2, and 3. I'll hit the button. It's number 1, so that's cool. That'll be Jeff has already got his stuff in the mail, but I will make a note there, and then it takes it to.
So is this for a random knife?
These are for those sets, so that'll just give one of them a random since they're not here tonight, and then there's Jason, Eric, and Sam. So I don't know if they're out there, but that's the 3. So, boom, 1. It'll be Jason, even though it's $29.09. It's close enough to $30. So, what the hell is this? Let's see if it'll tell us an email or something. Tell us who they are. No. So, they ordered a lever action patch. Jason's out there that ordered a lever action. Let me know, and I'll put a little dot there, and then it's just down to these two, which are Pete and Smeggy. I'll just switch this to 2 instead of 3. Am I still screen sharing?
Mm-hmm.
And this will be, so basically 1 will be Pete and 2 would be Smeggy. Boom, Smeggy. Pete out there?
Haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him, no.
So, where's my Instagram? Boom. Which one you want, Smeggy? This was supposed to be a 3 right here. So it's supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the 1 is the Smith & Wesson gut hook knife, and that's not new. I haven't gutted anything with it, but I've farted around with it before, so it's not brand new. This is like a Tonto thing. Can't really tell because there's a button on it. This is this goofy little thing. I'm pretty sure a guy in Poland made that, but I'm not totally sure. But I did buy that off a YouTuber one time. Pretty neat. It's kind of sharp, weird kind of a shape. This is a push dagger. It's kind of cheap. It's broken. And then it's got this K-bar, like imported pocket knife thing. And you got these 2 push daggers. I don't even know if these are technically okay where you're at. And then got a Victorinox Swiss Army knife thing. This was one of the first things I ever asked for and was given for just a plain old, like I sent them an email and said, let me have a bunch of knives to review. And they sent me this one. So it's one of the first knives I ever got to review. Number 4. So what the hell was number 4? Boom. Really? The K-bar and the push dagger thing? We'll verify that. We'll verify, and then we'll see if anybody else is on here.
Going once, going twice. He said, yep.
Okay, cool. And then anybody else out there who is from the winners tonight? Nope, so I guess everybody else will just get randoms. Maybe I'll do a video and do those random in a video or something. But I also had a special Patreon giveaway going on as well. Looks like there's just 3 of you out there. So Pants will be 1, Snob will be 2, Rich White will be 3. Push this to 3.
I thought Gary was in there.
Gary in the chat. He didn't say nothing.
Yeah, I'm in there.
Say anything? I said right here. Any Patreons out here tonight? I didn't see anybody say anything. I've seen 1, 2. Maybe people say something. Right over here.
You gotta say something. Yeah, there you go.
Here we go. Now we got 4.
Chickens can't follow rules.
Here we go. 4. All right, ready? Boom. 2. That was 2.
Wasn't me.
Knob.
Oh,
Oh, man.
All right, what do you want? So Snemegi already took the broken push dagger and the K-bar. I think he wants these as drops. He wants these as plants. Smegi's planning, but I'm going to wipe my fingerprints off.
I would.
Gary, pick for me.
Well, let me put it back on the screen so I can see. Which one do you want? Oh, how about the first one?
Boom. That's Smith & Wesson gut hook thing.
Good enough.
Yep, he needs that.
Right on. It might work for you. It's a pretty solid knife. I think it's imported, but I mean, it's a good piece of metal with a good sharp thing and some kind of powder coat. I don't know what the hell's on it. It's pretty strong though.
I need to teach my son how to get a deer, anyways, if he shoots one this fall.
And it's in this kind of shitty nylon-y holster. It's like maybe a piece of like, like the thing a milk jug is made out of, that kind of plastic, like wrapped inside a nylon kind of, so that the inside is plastic, but the outside is just kind of shitty ballistic nylon. So you might be able to make like a way better Kydex sheath for it.
I'm sure he could.
Right on. So now we got some stuff given away to a Patreon. Thanks for everyone who supports us out there. We got a couple extra bucks. I'm not sure if people undo their thing right before the thing cuts, the charges everybody, and then they flip it back on or not. But I appreciate the people that jumped on, and that's why we did a little extra Patreon one tonight. And I don't know. Let's take a look at the calendar real quick, because there are some things coming up that might be of interest for people. So one of my projects out there is the Gun Calendars website, which is ideally going to talk about something interesting about guns every day. So tomorrow is Saturday, and there's all kinds of stuff happening tomorrow. We've got the NSSF is having a conference on the shooting sports, and I've already seen some Instagram posts about it. Captain O'Grady was rescued in 1995 from Bosnia. Walter Hunt, which is the volcanic, right? So the beginning of the lever action rifles, died in 1859. Got Henry dying. So look at that, the two dudes that basically brought us from cartridges and magazines into basically the Winchester. Both died on the same day, except a couple of years apart. Well, quite a bit apart. But anyway, so that's happening tomorrow. Blade show's still happening through the end of the week. We got the Battle of Dong Zai, battle in Vietnam, and then we got the whole thing has been National Flag Week. One of these days was, next week is National Flag Week, and one of those days is Flag Day, next Thursday. Or no, wait, next Friday? How is it? Yeah, next Friday is Flag Day. Boom. So there's some calendar stuff happening, and I think that's about it. And you guys want anything else to the show?
I have nothing to add. Is my mic working now again? It was just screwed up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it wasn't lighting up on the screen whenever I was talking just a second ago, but I guess it's working again.
I can show you a pretty SKS if you want to see it.
Do what now?
I can show you my pretty SKS.
Go for it.
Nice and pretty.
You guys were showing that off in Gary's chat earlier?
Yeah, I showed this on Gary's chat earlier.
And you were looking at that, what, the letter R?
No, the 4. If
Four.
you look at the 4 where they stamped it on the stock. If you look at that 4, got that. If I can get
Up a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
You see the number? See how that 4 is? It's got that curved line that says straight line. That is unique to the arsenal that this one was made in.
You get that from like a book or something?
Yeah. This is the only arsenal. It's I'm trying to remember what arsenal it is. It's 03 something. But that's the only arsenal that used that number 4. Hold on, let me see if I can. It's dark when I'm trying to look, so let me get my flashlight on my phone and see if I can make out what that arsenal number is for you real quick. Where'd my flashlight go? It's 0130. That's the arsenal that made this, and they're the only ones that used that 4. It was like one of their idiosyncrasies that they had, where they made their stock stamping unique. Everybody else, the boards were just normal. They didn't have that weird curved line like what this one has. And supposedly every SKS that came out of that arsenal went straight into the Chinese militias.
Then what? You got it at a store or something?
I found this at a pawn shop.
Very cool.
It's got beautiful chrome lining and everything. It doesn't look like it was really ever shot. When you look down the barrel, it doesn't look like it has any kind of wear to it whatsoever.
You down with the SKSs, Gary?
What about them?
You have any?
No, I sure don't.
Are they on your short list?
No. I got to get into the ARs and AK stuff before I get into stuff like that, probably.
Have you shot them before?
Nope.
Well, save your reservations till shooting them. They're a neat gun. Reason people are so fond of them, I think.
There's a lot of things I need to shoot.
I don't know. It's interesting with SKSs. I think people were fonder of them when they were like $75 because they were like, wow, this is a really strong gun for $75. When they're super expensive, I guess it's probably tougher to justify the crudeness part of it. But Snob, what about you? Are you a SKS fan?
I had one years ago. My dad had bought me probably for like $75 or something, you know, when I was a kid. I don't even know what happened to it. I guess I sold it or something when I was a kid to buy something different. I don't know.
Yeah, nobody appreciated them back in the day. It wasn't it wasn't easy to find ammo, and there was nothing you could do with them. You just put ammo, and it was basically like having a goofy looking hunting rifle, right? So big bullet, it wasn't cheap. So yeah, I imagine they weren't.
I don't even remember shooting it that much. I remember shooting it at targets a few times, but I was probably like 12, 13, something when I had it. And I may have traded it in on a bolt action deer rifle or something even at the time. I don't know. Probably got like $20 for it.
Pants is saying to get into one because they're only going to go up in price, but that's sort of the problem. Is that, you know, like say there's certain guns that I just can't see getting into them when they used to cost so little.
I can't see giving $450 for one now, and that's pretty common to see them for around that price.
Yeah, I bought this one a couple years ago, and I paid $350 for it.
I remember even when they were parked at like, you know, the 100 to 2, they were still like, oh, you know, you had $200, you're still going to go look for a used 1022 or something, you know. They weren't. But then, I don't know, something hit, probably the internet, and being able to find out stuff like, you know, that F4 is unique and, you know, means something and that kind of thing. And when they're $100 and you can buy another one to have the 2 different kind of 4s or the 4 different kind of 4s or the 6 different kind of 4s. All right, well, that's too much dead air. I'm yawning. So I guess we're wrapping it up. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Thanks very much for the people that support what we're doing. Continue to attempt that as much as possible. I've got Liberty Doll on Monday. Aaron from Blazing Swords and Pink Pistols on Wednesday. KD and Ken are coming on Tuesday. I haven't asked him yet about bringing Snob on, but I'm going to do that when I follow up with them. And it was a little tough getting them, you know, with all the stuff that happened with that and all the, I'm sure the follow-up that they have is the people that created it, you know, just getting them to spend an hour with me it was difficult trying to get them for Tuesday. So I got a couple of them set up for next week and continue to do those as much as possible. Thanks again for the people that showed up to part of the show. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Rich. Thanks, Snob. And it's Maggie. Thanks for showing up again.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thanks for hosting it.
Thanks.
Y'all tomorrow or whenever.